by with my Christina Bunny. All my little loves out there. Oh, my little loves. Oh, my goodness. Christina, we love our little loves. Let's give them a big hug today. Oh, big squeeze, big squeeze. Squeeze with cheese. All today's story is about science. Yes, I said it. Science. We love science. And you know what, my loves? Today's story, character in our story today is Rosie Revere. And she's the most awesome inventor. And we call her Rosie Revere Engineer. She's pretty cool. She's a little girl who makes all these amazing inventions. She finds things around her house. She finds things outside. She puts them all together and makes these amazing inventions that you would never think of that inspire her to create phenomenal things. And you know what? We're going to show you today how she makes these inventions. But you know what? Rosie gets a little afraid to share her inventions with everyone. But her great aunt Rose comes along and tells her she can do anything. And you know what? Just like us, we can do anything we put our minds to, my loves. And we get inspired and let our imaginations run wild every day. So let's read our Rosie Revere Engineer. Yes, I said it. Rosie Revere Engineer. Let's see what invention she makes, because these are pretty cool. This is the story of Rosie Revere, who dreamed of becoming a great engineer. In Lila Greer's classroom at Blue River Creek, young Rosie sat shyly, not daring to speak. She was very afraid. But when no one saw her, she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built her hideaway under the eaves. Look at that, cool. What's she building? Let's look at it together. Whoa, looks like a vacuum sucker. Alone in her attic, the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew ever so sleepy, she hid her machines far under the bed where they'd never be seen. So, like Miss Mel was saying, she was afraid to show her gizmos and gadgets to everyone. But look at how cool those are. Wouldn't you want to show them to everyone? Oh my goodness, these are so neat. I want to see what they do. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair swooping over one eye and made fine inventions for Aunt Nenny, Uncle, and Aunt. A hot dog dispenser, and helium pants. She filled her uncle's pants with helium and he flew. What? That's amazing. I would buy that one. That's phenomenal. How cool is that? The uncle she loved most was Zookeeper Fred. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head. From parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keeps the pythons away. Who knew? Cheddar cheese spray. We'll have to test that one out. No. Don't test that one out. And when it was finished, young Rosie was proud, but Fred slapped his knee, and he chuckled out loud. His laughter, he laughed till he wheezed, and his eyes filled with tears. Oh, to the horror of Rosie Revere. Oh, no. Who stood there embarrassed, perplexed, and dismayed. She looked at the cheese hat and then looked away. I love it, Fred hooted. Oh, truly I do. But Rosie Revere never knew that could not be true. She chucked the cheese hat on the back of her shelf, and after that day kept her dreams all to herself. Because someone laughed at her, and she didn't appreciate that. And that's how it went until one autumn day, her eldest relation showed up for a stay. Her great-great-great-aunt Rose. Oh my goodness, was a true dynamo who worked building airplanes a long time ago. She told Rosie tales of the things she had done and goals she had checked off her list one by one. She gave a sad smile as she looked to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly. Look at how cool Great Aunt Rose, when she was young, built all these amazing airplanes. That is so cool, and how Rosie was inspired by her Great Aunt Rose. She gave a sad smile. She looked to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly, but time never lingers as long as it seems. I'll chalk that one up to an old lady's dreams. That night, as Rosie lay wide-eyed in bed, a daring idea crept into her head. Could she build a gizmo to help her run fly? She looked at the cheese hat and said, "No, not I. But questions are tricky and some hold on tight." And this one kept Rosie awake through the night. When dawn approached and red streaks lit the sky, young Rosie knew just how to make her awesome thing fly. She worked and she worked till the day went long and was half gone. Then hauled her cheese copter out onto the lawn to give her invention to test just to see the ridiculous flop it turned out to be. She tried building something and then it didn't work right away. But you know what? That can't stop us from trying again. Let's give her a big round of applause. Come on, Rosie. You can do it. You can do anything. Whoa! Strapped into the cockpit, she flipped on the switch. The helio cheese copter sputtered and twitched. It floated a moment and whirled round and round, then froze for a heartbeat and crashed to the ground. Oh, no. That's okay, Rosie. You try again. You can do it, kiddo. Then Rosie heard laughter. Ah! And turned out to see the old woman laughing and slapping her knee. She laughed till she wheezed and her eyes filled with tears, to the horror of Rosie Revere. It was her great Aunt Rose. Oh, no, never, not ever again will I try to build something to sputter or spin or build with a lever or a switch or a gear. I will never be a great engineer. She turned round to leave, but then great Aunt Rose grabbed hold of young Rosie and pulled her in close and hugged her and kissed her and started to cry. Oh, but these were tears of joy, she said. You did it! Hooray! It's a perfect first try. The great flop is over. It's time for the next. Young Rosie was baffled, embarrassed, and shy. I failed, said Rosie. I failed at making what I wanted to make. It's just made of trash. Didn't you see it? The cheese copter crashed. Yes, said her great aunt. It crashed, that is true. But first, it just did what it needed to do. Before it crashed, Rosie, before that, it flew. Rosie had not noticed that because she focused on the crying and the laughter, and she didn't hear the amazing things this thing could do or see them. Your brilliant first flop was a raging success. Come on, let's get busy and go to the next. She handed Rosie a notebook, which was her design notebook, where she could write all her ideas down. Who smiled at her and it all became clear. Life might have had its failures, but this was not it. The only true failure can come if you quit. So don't quit, my loves. Try again. The first time we might not make it, the second time we may not make it, the third time we may, the 100th time but keep on trying because something will work and you are amazing. They worked till the sun sneaked away to its bed. On Rosie tied her its scarf around Rosie's head and sent her to sleep with a smile ear to ear to dream the bold dreams of a great engineer. Look at how amazing that is. They worked together to make something absolutely wonderful. And inside, in the cockpit, it says, we can do it. Let me hear you say that loud and proud. We can do it. Let me hear you say it one more time. We can do it. Wait a minute, I didn't hear you loud enough. We can do it. That was good. At Blue River Creek, all the kids in grade 2 build gizmos and gadgets and donkeys too. With each perfect failure, they all stood and cheered, but none quite as proudly as Rosie Revere, engineer. Look at how she inspired all these other amazing kiddos to make things. Even though they didn't make things right away that may have not worked, she inspired them to keep on trying. That's amazing. Let's give Rosie Revere, engineer, a big round of applause. You can do it. And let me hear you again say loud and proud. We can do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We can do it. That's right, my loves. So today in our story, we talked about Rosie Revere, engineer, and all the amazing things she does and things that inspire her. Miss Mel's challenge to you today is to look around your room and outside and find things that inspire you. And you know what? Feel free to share them in our comments. And up in our Facebook Live feed today, Miss Mel and Christina Bunny have placed some wonderful links for you and your parents to follow to create more activities, engineering cool activities for yourselves. And they're all the way from preschool age to first grade. And they are phenomenal activities. Now, the first activity in our first link is a Rosie Revere Engineer event packet. And that gives you a Rosie Revere design notebook page. You could create and draw your own designs. That gives you the Rosie Revere Engineer copter page. Is that not cool? And this was an event kit by the author herself, Andrea Beaty, and illustrated by David Roberts. So this was an amazing activity kit put together by the author, Andrea Beaty. And this is her Rosie Revere Engineer Copter. And actually, Miss Mel made it. And you know what? The second link in our Facebook Live feed today is a Rosie Revere Engineer YouTube video on the instructions on how to make this amazing copter, the step-by-step instructions. Miss Mel made it. Can you see it? There's the Rosie Revere. There she is in her cockpit. These are my propellers. Woo! Woo! It flew out of my hands. And when you make it, what? It is an engineer amazing copter. It's phenomenal. You can fly this outside in the breeze today. Hold it high from your porch and let it go down. But do this with your parents. And our third link in our Facebook Live feed today is an awesome link with different suggestions from the author herself, Andrea Beaty. All different science activities, again, from preschool age to first grade. So some of those links, like the preschool, awesome activities, STEM activities. There's one called Pop-Ups. I think there's one called Pop-Ups or Pops, STEM activities. It's really cool. So that gives you a whole list of things and activities to do, and they're super, super duper fun. Miss Mel has tried a few of them, and they're amazing. So my loves, have fun. And next week, for our Tuesday and Wednesday, next week is Space Week. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Space Week. Yes, I said it's Space Week. And we are going to have Skippy John Jones Lost in Spice reading next week. We're going to get our Space Week on. And we're going to read Moon, Bamboo and Friends, the Moon. And it's going to tell us all about the moon. We're going to talk about the planets. And Miss Mel's going to show you a craft on Tuesday, an edible science craft. Yes, you can eat this craft. It's amazing. And it's one we've done before, and I know you absolutely love it. I've done it in some of my classes, and it is phenomenal. And we're going to have a fun time together as we do every Tuesday and Wednesday. So look out for those ones, my love, in Space Week next week. And I love seeing you every time I see you. And I love your comments. Keep them coming. Love you all so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, my loves.